Hello, everyone. So today I have the pleasure of having Dr. Madhu. She did her MBBS from GMERS Himmatnagar, and this time she has cracked NEET PG with an amazing rank of 2682. And more inspiring thing actually has been that last year she actually got a NEET PG 2022. She got a rank of 90,000, 1 lakh. Kitni thi, Madhu?
Yeah, 90K.
Something in 90, and she has made such a huge progress from 90,000 to 2682. And not just rank wise, what she personally feels is that she has made a progress in being a better, her personality and being a better human, and that's what we wanted to share in this interview. Hi Madhu. The very first thing I wanted to ask you, first of all, congratulations on this amazing rank. uh,
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
and the one thing that we talked about, we'll start with that. You talked about being coming from 90,000 rank to rank 2682, and you talked about that you are from a private college, and initially you used to think ki hoga nahi hoga, will you be able to crack it or not, and to actually now cracking the exam. You talked about the mental block. Can you elaborate on that, and can you tell ki ye sab myth hai, since you have now done it actually. So how did how did this change from rank of 90,000 to 1 lakh, and how did this first mental block change also happen? Can you just elaborate on that?
Okay, so hello everyone. I am Dr. Madhu Lahare. I have done my MBBS from GMERS Himmatnagar, which is a semi-government college in Gujarat. And okay, so I am from 2016 batch, right? So I gave my first NEET PG in 22, and my rank was 90K something. I say something because I don't even know what the last numbers were, so it was that bad. And that was my internship year, right? So but I had always been like a good student. I was never a topper or anything, but like a diligent student. I used to attend all my postings, do all the rounds. I had app subscriptions since third first, and I was studying. Like, I was not a bad student, but I was not like, I did not have an aim to get a rank of like ye hona chahiye, I should get it under 10 rank or this or that. But yeah, so after I scored a rank of 90K, internship ended, and I decided to take a drop. And that is when I started like looking at YouTube videos of toppers, or like on Twitter, following people on Twitter, studygrams on Instagram. And slowly I realized ki, okay, let's just try following their strategies. Even if they are from AIMS, or even if they are from a government college, that doesn't mean I cannot even try. Matlab, initially my mindset was कि ये लोग तो government college के हैं, I am from this, so my base level is like a little bit low from them, or my understanding might be a little bit low. And so I used to not try also to looking at what their strategies are, or how they're doing things. But things really changed for me when I decided कि नहीं चलो, let's see what they're doing. So I started looking at a lot of things, following a lot of things. I came across Aditya Sir's channel, I came across Zainab Ma'am's channel, and that is how I was like, I started doing things. I started preparing in mid-July, right? So the whole time my mindset was कि I am going to give my 100%. उन्होंने बोला है, उसने ये फॉलो करके अगर टॉप किया है, तो मैं भी वो फॉलो करके टॉप करूंगी बस. देयर वाज नेवर अ सेकंड डाउट कि यार क्या, मतलब आई हैव नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड, आई डिड नॉट हैव दैट गोल, या वॉट एवर द माइंडसेट इज. सोचा नहीं कि मैं बस करूंगी. दैट वाज माई ओनली थिंग. And so I started preparing. I started doing what they used to do. I made notes. I made, like, literally, like, you have heard all these things everywhere. You have seen, I'm pretty sure somebody who's seeing this video has already seen a lot of topper interviews. So एक standard protocol तो बन चुका है कि you have to make your own notes. You have to do these much of revisions. You have to follow this source. You know all that. My point is कि तुम्हें ना आंखें बंद करके बस follow करो. मतलब सेकंड डाउट से ना छोड़ दो. एक like for a second just think कि अगर मैं ना करूँ second out तो what can happen. So that was my thought process. And then November INI happened, right? And I got a decent rank. Like, I scored a rank of 4993, which was a huge deal for me, because I had never seen a four-digit rank also in my life. I had never expected. So that is when I got an actual push ki, okay, maybe I can do this. And tab se I started making like proper strategies, proper followings, and then that's how till NEET I got this rank.
You initially you also were under the impression कि अरे मैं सेमी गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज से हूँ, strategies जो टॉपर बता रहे हैं वो तो गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस के हैं, also on and so forth, but you yourself were like कि भाड़ में जाइए सब जो बोल रहे हैं
हाँ
मैं
बस
करूंगा करके
करूंगी.
do it. If they are getting a rank, and I'll get a rank. And you change that mindset. And a really good thing that happened was that INM you got a good rank, and
Yeah, that was a biggest push.
I got a decent rank, and that also pushed you that what you're doing is the right path, and you continued through with it, and got this rank. So the second thing I asked you, because since you talked about के revision strategy, notes and everything सबको पता होता है, what was your revision strategy if you are preparing for 8 months? So YouTube is filled with videos. Even I'm guilty of making those videos. 3 महीने में कैसे crack करना है, 6 महीने
Yeah.
में कैसे crack करना है. But what I feel what Dr. Madhu did was the perfect thing. 3 महीने में crack करना या 1 महीने में crack करना is frankly मतलब ठीक है, तुक्का लगना है लग सकता है, no doubt about that. But 6 to 8 months is genuinely enough time to
Good enough time.
crack any exam. 6 to 8 months. So for example, you're now preparing. You're in April. You're preparing either for November INI, or let's say you're an FMG who's watching this video and is preparing for December FMG, or you're preparing for next year's NEET PG. What was your strategy when you're preparing for NEET PG? And if you want to advise, or क्या revision strategy और कितने कब कैसे कैसे revision की, which other aspirants can actually use as their framework as a broad guideline कि मेरे को revision plan करनी है, so that they know.
Okay, so I did my first read in the first 4 months. And I cannot say it was a proper first read because I was constantly revising those things back and forth. मतलब वो होता है ना spaced revisions, like literally all those typical words. I did all that spaced revision. So I finished like 10 subjects in the first 3 months, and उसके बाद I just kept coming back to those subjects. मतलब for every GT, I used to make sure that I revise what I've read in the last 15 days. I used to go from GT to GT initially, right? So मतलब अगर GT दिया ये bottom के 5 subjects है, so I used to make sure कि next 15 days में those subjects should be my top 5. And the thing was कि those typical 10 subjects ही थे जो bottom में आते थे, right? So I made sure कि I master those 10 subjects which were like our pre-clinicals, first prof and second prof. So I kept doing them again and again जब तक बायो में से घुस ना गया हो ब्रेन में. And like all the volatile things, path हो गया या micro हो गया, so pharma हो गया. So I did those subjects till INI. I intended to finish the whole syllabus, but I was still left with a lot of systemic surgery and obs, gynae, and medicine. But then जो मैंने किया था, I was sure कि इतना मेरे को आता है because I had like done it again and again. Yeah, there was yeah. So and before INI, I did a 10-day revision because I had heard like all the YouTube videos कि बस 10 दिन का करना है, cycle करना है. So I did that. After that, after INI, I did a first proper revision of 45 days from 16 November to 1st January. उसके बाद a 30-day revision in January, a 20-day revision in February, and उसके बाद a 10-day revision till 5th of March. So I did like 4 revisions, proper 4 revisions.
So your basically strategy was कि जुलाई से शुरू किया था, नवंबर आना है तो एक सिलेबस पूरा करना है, which you were able to complete. You did only like you said you 14 subjects.
Yeah.
के बाद बाकी उन सब्जेक्ट को 7 by 7 रिवाइज करते गए, सब्जेक्ट्स कवर कर लिए एंड 3 और रिविजन्स कर ली, एक 45 डे 30 डे, मतलब effectively you kept on squeezing the revision.
Yeah. And I kept on like in my INI का 10-day revision, what I realized was कि 10 दिन में नहीं हो रहा है मुझसे रिवाइज. And that is मतलब INI से आने के बाद मैंने लिख दिया दीवार पे कि भाई you have to concise your stuff because you are not like the main thing. मतलब तुम्हारा ANET अगर रिवाइज नहीं हो रहा है एग्जाम से पहले, there was no point of studying it in the first place. So the next 4 months were totally dedicated to just making, I was just writing and writing notes, just keep filtering them till the last 10-day revision. And
so that's why the last 10-day revision obviously is important. So
yeah.
About last 10-day revision, कैसे किया था last 10-day revision?
Last 10-day revision, अभी मतलब everybody, I had heard so many different things from different people. You said कि your ANET was weak, so you did it on the last day. But मैंने यही चीज INI में ट्राई की कि मैं तो ANET लास्ट डे पे करूंगी, आदित्य सर ने किया था. बट तब मैं तो पैनिक हो गई लास्ट डे पे INI के. तो तब I realized कि नहीं, you cannot do like blindly follow things. You have to make your own. And that is when, so I structured everything. मतलब I started from 4th March को क्या पढ़ना है. There is a paper on my wall जिसमें मैंने लिखा था what to read on the last day. And I in the next 4 months I kept writing topics जो मैं भूल ही रही थी. मतलब ये अगर मैं last day पे नहीं देखूंगी तो मेरा भूल जाऊंगी. So I wrote all those topics. So there are like 10, 20 like typical topics, very important topics जो मेरे को last day पे पढ़ने थे. So I started that way कि 4th को क्या पढ़ना है, 3rd को क्या पढ़ना है. And that way came to the last 10-day का window. Yeah.
So one thing I would take this opportunity to tell कि just because मैंने बताया इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो करना होता है. Even in those videos I always say कि मेरी अनाट वीक थी, that's why वो मैंने last day पे की थी, मुझे याद नहीं रहती थी अनाट. So similarly तुम्हें जो मुश्किल लगे, I always give the example कि ऋषभ was someone who was weak at biochemistry. तो उसने आखिरी को बायोकेमिस्ट्री रिवाइज की थी. मेरी अनाट वीक थी, मैंने अनाट रिवाइज की थी. मेरी बायोकेमिस्ट्री स्ट्रॉन्ग थी, मैंने बायोकेम रिवाइज नहीं की थी. सो लाइक द सेम वे यू डोंट ब्लाइंडली फॉलो. पोस्ट INI लकीली यू रियलाइज कि नो, यू हैव वन शेड्यूल कि आखिरी दिन तुम्हें क्या वीक लगता है, तुम्हें वो एंड में रिवाइज करना है. डोंट ब्लाइंडली. लास्ट 10-day रिविजन ऑब्वियसली इज इंपॉर्टेंट, उसको नहीं भूलना, बट फिगर आउट व्हाट इज योर वीक पॉइंट जो आखिरी दिन रिवाइज करना है, व्हाट इज योर स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट जो कि मे बी day -10 या day -9 पे रिवाइज करना है. So
also I like to say कि anxiety also plays like a very big part in the last 10 days, and I am someone who gets anxious very easily. So my one of the biggest aim was कि how to get over my anxiety in the last 10 days. मतलब मेरे को panic नहीं करना है last moment तक. So that was also like last 10 day में क्या नहीं करना है. There is a mental thing, there is a study तुमको कितना करना है, what all to. So I made this whole wall, okay, and कि बस मैं last day पे यही पढ़ूंगी. मेरे को book ही नहीं खोलनी, क्योंकि book खोलने से फिर tension हो जाता है. इतनी सारी books है, इतना सब है, कितनी books खोलूंगी एक दिन में. So you have to filter out कि what works for you, what works for your anxiety. And it मेरे को नहीं आता था, मेरा भी volatile subject था. पर ये चीज पता चल गई कि एनेट अगर लास्ट डे पे पढ़ूंगी ना तो फट जाए, मतलब आई विल पैनिक. या तो
you were like कुछ और पढ़ूंगी लास्ट डे एनाट
जो मेरे को आता है. या दैट वाज माय की व्हिच आई एम गुड एट. या so yeah, like you have to keep all those little things in mind.
You have to really plan your last 10-day revision.
Yeah, exactly.
For the exam, you're preparing to able to revise.
And you really need to figure out what kind of person you are. Yeah.
So since you talked about this wall, can we have a look at that wall? By the way, for those people who are not on Twitter, Dr. Madhu had a proper viral post. A lot of people appreciating her efforts, a lot of people appreciating her hard work that went in these 8 months from getting from that 90,000 1 lakh rank to this 2682 rank. So can we have a look at that wall?
Just a minute. Yes, sir. So it's your, I don't know if you guys can see it properly.
Size about every aspirant. See, हम लोग interview सबके देख रहे होते हैं, but this is what you are seeing right now. इतने सारे भर के sticky notes. This is actually a testament to the amount of hard work that she put in. Strategies will only take you so far, but towards the end, you yourself had to put in the hard work. Otherwise, obviously नहीं होने वाला, right, Madhu?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, strategies and everything is एक तरफ, but then if you are not doing what you're supposed to do, तब तक तो मतलब I have put in like 16 hours a day, or that kind of time, and you have to. फिर मतलब once you're thinking कि मैं करने वाली हूँ, तो फिर you have to, you have to also put in. सिर्फ सोच के, like Zainab ma'am says, no, stop thinking, start doing. So just start doing that.
Like Nike में भी है ना, just do it. So
just do it, yeah.
For anyone who's watching this interview, this thing that you saw, these multiple sticky notes, this is to tell you that okay, it's good to watch interviews, it's good to have a strategy, but jab tak if you don't put in the hard work, you are not really going to get anywhere. So be ready to put in the hard work, keep hammering, keep doing it, just do it and everything. So towards the one more thing, like I'll ask. We have talked about the last 10 revision. We have talked about your revision strategy. So one thing that pretty much plagues every aspirant is FOMO. कि वो एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे देख लिया, वो एक चीज यहाँ पे देख ली, एक टेलीग्राम ग्रुप पे रैंडम क्वेश्चन आ गया, इंस्टाग्राम पे रैंडम पोस्ट आ गया, कुछ आ गया. So how did you keep the FOMO away?
Honestly, I used to just wake up in the last 3 or 4 months. I used to just wake up and just tell myself, keep PYQ and around you have to do, बाकी सब भूल जाओ. So that was my main. So any random thing I used to come across on Telegram group, on a random app or anything, I used to just ask myself कि ये PYQs में देखा है, नहीं देखा, let it go. Like I train myself.
PYQs are the way you can keep the FOMO away, basically.
Yeah, you just figure out in the first 4 months. People think कि इनिशियली मैं पूरा सिलेबस खत्म करता, उसके बाद मैं प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस करूंगा. बट ऑनेस्टली तुम पहले से करो ना, तुम पहले से देख लो क्या पूछ रहे हैं और फिर वही चीज पढ़ो. Because it is not humanly possible to read everything, to retain everything, to revise everything. Even if you are an all India rank 1, नहीं होने वाला है मतलब तुमसे. आई एम श्योर उन्होंने भी नहीं किया होगा. So yeah, so
see, this is the way, like everyone's like those who get a good rank, they actually start with PYQs, realize कि क्या पढ़ना है, and then
पढ़ना है.
FOMO away. So your strategy for keeping the FOMO away was PYQ.
Just कम पढ़ो, बार बार पढ़ो, every time. मतलब I had made a concise source for every topic जो भी important. Like we know that there are these standard topics. 80% question come from the 20% topics, right? Hundreds of PDFs are available. Everything is there. So I just made sure उतने topics मेरे पास ready है. उसके बाहर का अगर PYQ है तो I'll note down. Otherwise I just let it go. And that was my only कम पढ़ो, बार बार पढ़ो बस.
Come for frankly, this feels very counterintuitive, but this is the way to actually crack the exam. Come padho, bar padho. A lot of people tend to misinterpret it a way कि कम मतलब है कि amount कम पढ़ो या hard work कम पढ़ो. What it
absolutely not. Why?
What it basically means is keep on studying the high yield things.
Highest, yeah.
Again and again.
Like जब तक I used to make sure कि अगर I am doing a PYQ का custom module तो मेरे कैसे 100% questions right नहीं आ रहे. मतलब अगर जब तक वो नहीं आएंगे तब तक मैं कोई और question नहीं देखूंगी. That was my aim कि भाई मेरे PYQ 100% right आ जाए बस इतना.
That's how I think every aspirant should aspire also कि PYQs में तो PYQ तो गलत हुआ कैसे, PYQ तो गलत
कैसे, वही तो. इवन इनफैक्ट राइट नाउ फॉर INI पीपल आर क्वेश्चनिंग कि अभी तो सबको PYQ का वो पता चल गया है, सीक्रेट इज आउट, सो नाउ वी हैव टू डू एक्स्ट्रा एंड एवरीथिंग. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू से डोंट लाइक फर्स्ट मेक श्योर कि यू आर गेटिंग 100% करेक्ट इन द PYQ एंड आफ्टर दैट यू वांट टू डू व्हाटएवर एक्स्ट्रा यू डू. पर क्योंकि नहीं होने वाला है तुमसे PYQ भी 100% नहीं होने वाले हैं, so just focus on them.
Yes, definitely. So this thing, how to keep the FOMO away. कम पढ़ो, बार पढ़ो, PYQ बार करो, and जब तक तुमने 100% PYQ नहीं किया तब तक कुछ और पढ़ने का सोचो
मत पढ़ो. Yeah, true, absolutely. मतलब
That way has been. So since we are on the topic of PYQ, a small personal question, like personal detour, like did you use Reflex? Like I made a PYQ on the app, and लगा किया था तो how did you use it and everything?
So I started using Reflex when it was launched. उसके around 15-20 days after the launch, I started using it. And my main aim of using Reflex was to just quickly finish all the PYQs once, like one final. I have to go through all the PYQs कि ये कुछ miss नहीं हो जाना चाहिए. That was my aim. And honestly, there was no time left in the end to read all the explanations and I had this tendency, कि अगर explanation दिया है in case, तो I'll definitely read it. मतलब मेरे से नहीं रहा जाएगा. So that is how Reflex kind of helped me कि I wasted a lot less time, finished all the PYQs once ऐसे एक rapid revision की तरह.
For a lot of people, the fact that explanations उस समय नहीं थी helped them because they were able to
finish
PYQs fast. So yes. I know that I get a lot of criticism कि सर आपने explanations अब नहीं डाली and everything, but actually मैं being very honest, उस समय मेरा motive था भी नहीं. मेरा motive like Madhu said, the motive was actually कि लोग एक बार PYQ जल्दी से वो reflexively कर ले.
हाँ बस.
explanation में बहुत time लग जाता, but obviously since this is the demand of the public, we are slowly getting all the explanations in the Reflex so that it becomes a complete app. But having said that, I still, a part of me wants to keep a version of Reflex, कोई explanation
It is only.
you know, do it again and like just करके एक बार आगे बढ़ने का कोशिश करो. So that's how. So thank you, Madhu. So thank you. This was a very illuminating and very enlightening interview.
Thank you so much for having me, sir.
And I think a lot of people would appreciate, कि it doesn't matter which college you're from, keep the mindset positive. FOMO से बचने का एक ही तरीका,
बचना है.
कम पढ़ो, बार पढ़ो, and keep on doing your PYQs. And like one thing that you really actually said, कि कुछ और करने से पहले ये सोचो कि PYQ में तुम 100% हो भी या नहीं.
क्यों नहीं?
It's a
वही.
very important thing. And obviously, like, plan your revision, but like as we have seen that wall, revisions and strategy you can only take you so far till the time you actually 14-16 hours of effort, that hammering कहीं और कोई rank नहीं आने वाली, कुछ नहीं आने वाला. Put in your efforts, put in your hard work, and you will surely taste success. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Madhu.
Thank you. And also, sir, I'd like to add one thing, it doesn't matter, like you have said it in one of your video कि एग्जाम को नहीं पता है कि तुम कहाँ से आ रहे हो, तुमने कितने ड्रॉप लिए हैं, if you are a 4th year dropper or a 5th year dropper, it doesn't matter if you're doing the job, like nothing matters. एग्जाम को सिर्फ इतना पता है कि तुम वो 200 क्वेश्चंस कैसे अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हो. तो please just stop. Like if there is something in your mind, a little bit of doubt कि मुझसे नहीं होगा, just keep it aside for 8 months or 10 months or whatever period there is, and just try. That's all I want to say कि doesn't matter अभी क्या rank आया है, just try. Like give your best, that's all.
हमको घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि तुम
Exactly.
कॉलेज से हो, तुम कौन से ईयर के ड्रॉपर हो, तुम क्या करते हो.
क्या करते हो.
इससे फर्क पड़ता है कि तुम वो 200 क्वेश्चन कैसे अटेम्प्ट मार रहे हो. So just keep trying, just keep pushing the efforts, and you will definitely get what you desire. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.